Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I was just off camera as I paused there on the first take of this Christina Aguilera song. I was just saying to Louise, I mean, we've been having Melbourne, we live in Melbourne. For people out there, it sort of hit me possibly why she's a bit croaky, because I'm very croaky, but I also suffer reflux to the larynx. So that's also another cause of my croakiness. But I've got another student who's just walked in, they're croaky. And what's happened is Melbourne is a super pollinated city, and if you want to know about hay fever, we're probably one of the worst cities in the world for hay fever. Our trees are everywhere in Melbourne, and I think the botanical side of the people planting the trees in this city over the many years, they've gone and planted trees that are allergic responsive sort of type trees. So so we're responding allergically to what's around, and it could be that she's a bit irritated with the pollen that's in the air. So yeah, it's a bit hard to sing in a city like Melbourne. I often encounter these problems in a whole lot of singers. They're always complaining about their sneezing and their throats feeling itchy, and they're struggling to sing. But anyway, you're still sounding good for how you're feeling. The other thing I've said while she was singing, and I know I was a breaking and it was probably disturbing the listener there, is that we don't need massive big breaths in the lungs to do little short phrases of 3 or 4 words in low range. And the body knows that, so the breath becomes smaller. The body accustoms its size of breath on what the mind's preparing to say. So, and that's the instinct controlling the breathing. But at a certain point, when we're going to have to sort of move up and open our mouth more to reach the higher notes and run on a longer sort of melodic phrase and do all the runs and riffs and turns, and it's all got to be supplied on one breath, that's when I've been telling Louise, consciously think of taking a bigger sized breath in the chest. Now when we breathe, we're breathing out and to the side. So you're going to see the chest filling out forward and then moving out to the armpit. And you'll see her taking breaths like that when she's got to do longer sort of riffy sort of melodic runs at the top end of her voice. Also accompanied with a more open sort of mouth. So here we go. I need to close that door because we've got some music in the other room. Thank you. You're right now. Okay, here we go.
You're
do you want to make a comment about that second take there? How'd you feel then?
Yes, still in spots my breathing wasn't 100% correct, but
Okay, when you're saying breathing was correct, I think it's probably the wrong way of describing. Your breathing was perfect. Everything was moving.
Well, maybe I wasn't breathing in the right places then.
Yeah, did you find you were just feeling like you're running out of the last drops of air?
Yeah,
and then it was starting to squeeze a bit on the lungs? I
still have to work out where I should be breathing, maybe.
I actually found your breaths were all in the right spots, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It's funny how the singer feels it all differently. But obviously you are feeling there's still a bit of air mix in the voice, and that's what we're working on. We're still working on the correct focus action of your folds. Your voice is coming in nicely, still needs a bit more tightening, and that's months ahead of work still to do.
Still need to get some of the runs.
Yeah, but what we're hearing that here, we're hearing you go right through into mixed voice, and the voice, there's no break. We can't hear the chest suddenly cracking through into mixed voice, or mixed voice cracking into head voice. So you've got a merged tone. It's just a matter of compressing and tightening in the action of the vocal cords. So, because a lot of sing teachers will always attribute any excuse whenever there's a problem with the voice. Oh, it's the breathing. No, it's not the breathing. Breathing collapses in here when this doesn't do what it's meant to do properly. Okay, so if the voice box is misbehaving, the breathing tends to suffer, and then all the muscles start to cramp and grab and over move into too much excessive movement internally, and that can make you feel really sort of gasping for breath and cramped up inside in the abdomen area and in the chest area. So we want to make sure that we're always taking bigger breaths so that our vocal cords have a lot of air to cushion themselves on, to float and purr in nice and close. Okay, so but that takes a bit more time. It's coming. Just got to be more patient for this to learn to close in better. All right, well done. That's great, Louise. God bless you. And that's my beautiful niece, Louise Lancuba. So thank you for joining us. And this is my beautiful wife, who has just walked in the room. It's Jasmina. And Jasmine's a famous belly dancer, Princess Jasmina of Melbourne. Thought everyone should know that. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to the next time round. God bless. Have a good day. Bye-bye.